Hi guys, my name is Ishita Mangal. Welcome back to my channel. Sometime back, I asked you guys a question on Instagram about what are the factors that restrict you from being fashionable. I honestly got an overwhelming response from all of you, where some of the answers that I got were as I expected, some were plain shocking, and some were invalid. So, whatever these restrictions are, I'm going to address all of them today, and hopefully, I'm going to change that for you by the end of this video. The number one point that a lot of you wrote was finance. So, I have done my schooling from Delhi. Then I moved for my undergraduation in fashion design from NIFT Bangalore. Then I moved to Milan and studied fashion designing there. And then I came back to India. I did a couple of fashion weeks. I have met a lot of people in the industry, right from stylists to celebrities to editors to people working in the magazine. I have met a lot of fashionable people in my entire life. And I have lived and been brought up with people with all kinds of family background. I know people who are really well off. I know people who live on extremely tight budgets. And I can tell you one thing, that the two most fashionable people that I have met in my entire life up till now are these two girls from my college in NIFT Bangalore who lived on extremely tight budgets and who still continue to live like that. They would purchase things from flea market, they would purchase things from sale, they would sometimes take fabric and convert it into something amazing. So if you're sitting there and telling me that finance is what is stopping you from being fashionable, then you're not lying to me, you're lying to yourself. And a part of me knows where all of this is coming from. I know that today we are exposed to social media where we see so many celebrities, bloggers, stylists, wearing these amazing clothes and getting so much appreciation for what they wear. It almost makes us believe that that is what we need in order to look stylish or fashionable. I love designer products, I make designer products, and I will always endorse them. But there was definitely a point in my life when I was not wearing these clothes and I was not making them. And was I fashionable then? I think I was. I'm not saying unfollow all these people and stop looking at their content. You can't be oblivious to what is happening around you. But you can't also get so affected by it. You have to learn to condition your mind. You have to get inspired from the content. You have to seek inexpensive alternatives to the same products. Even make some of them if you can. In today's time, you are getting a white shirt for 1 lakh, for 10,000 rupees, for 1,000 rupees, and for 100 rupees. Of course, all of them would be different and the quality will definitely vary, but it doesn't mean that you can't be fashionable in all of them. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is body type, which includes not just the shape of your body, but even your skin issues or any limitations that you might have in terms of your look. And before I start talking about this issue, I'm just going to show you a few images of some people. Unfortunately, the fashion industry has framed our mind in a way where we think that you need to look a certain way to be able to pull things off. Yes, I'm not gonna lie to you, a slender, tall girl will pull off a lot of things that most of us cannot, but does not mean that we can't be fashionable. Let me just tell you one thing, that we cannot change what we look like. That doesn't happen. And we have one life. So you could either think about what you would want to become and sulk about it for the rest of your life and live with these insecurities, or you can accept that this is what your body is, this is what your skin is, this is what your hair is, and just be happy. Time is flicking away, and if you're not going to be stylish now, then when are you planning to do this? The moment you accept that this is what you are and you flaunt it and you're proud about it, the other people will not be able to use the same thing as a weapon against you. If you show that you're getting affected by this, they're gonna want to do it more. But if you show you don't give a damn in the world about what they are saying, they are not gonna bother you, because that's the whole purpose. The purpose of people saying this is to bother you. And if you don't get bothered by it, they're going to stop doing this. What I can believe is that you do not know what highlights your body the best. And that's completely okay. That's why I'm here. That's what a lot of people are trying to do. They are trying to inspire you. My suggestion would be to absorb all the content of the people who are trying to make you understand style and fashion in a more informative way. Try to inculcate the same things in your closet. Look at your closet. Think about what looks good on your body. Try to put it together. Try to wear it, edit it. Get inspired, get motivated, and that edit needs to happen by you. And only you can decide that. But you can't decide it if you're not confident in your body in the first place. So that's the first step, because otherwise all of this effort is just wasted. So the next point is family, where a lot of you are restricted by your husbands, your parents, your in-laws, your brothers, sisters, whatever it might be. As sad as it is a reality that this happens to a lot of us. You can't change anybody's mindset, but what we can do is have a conversation. And I learned this over the years, that you can make any person do anything, and I'll repeat it. You can make any person do anything if the language that you speak is of love. And when you have the conversation, you have to talk in a polite and respectful manner, not in a rebellious manner. If you talk in a manner where you're willing to understand the other person and you convey a message positively about how important this decision is for you, then that person might agree. And even if they don't agree in the first go, have the second conversation later, have a third conversation. I'm sure by the fourth or the fifth conversation, they will bend down. Another important thing I have to tell you is, when it comes to families, you have to kind of find a middle ground. If I'm married and I have a mother-in-law who might have a problem with the clothes that I wear, I'm gonna tell her, I'm gonna talk to her that this is important to me, but we have to find a middle ground. So maybe when I hang out with her or in her circle or in her families, I'm gonna dress up the way that she's comfortable with, because that will make me comfortable. But when I'm in my circle and I am not surrounded by her presence, then I can be me. You know, even if I have to step out of the house in front of her, I have to be allowed to do that. So you have to kind of find a middle ground that will not just fulfill your fantasy, but it will also make you a very close and happy family eventually. The next thing that I want to move on to is society. I am a person from a well-off family. I wear anything that I want, you know this. But I still have restrictions. You all know that I'm a fashion designer. I have a label of my own, so I have a factory. And I go to that factory which has all men working there. And while I am the boss of the factory, I can wear anything that I want, but I do not, because obviously it makes me uncomfortable if I'm wearing very tight clothes or I'm wearing revealing clothes. Because what I'm trying to accomplish there is, I'm trying to give them tasks, I'm trying to be taken seriously, and I am trying to get some productive work out of them. I am not there to distract them. I am not there to drive attention from work. And the way that I talk and converse in my factory is the most important thing. And so I wear exactly things like what I'm wearing. And I was spending like most of my day in the factory, like it was 6 days a week, 7 to 8 hours a day. We all have restrictions in one way or the other. By all means, wear what you want to wear. If your office takes you seriously wearing a bralette over a t-shirt, then you are the luckiest person on this planet and you must by all means do it. But if that doesn't happen, it's completely normal. And it's not like you can't be fashionable at work or in these kind of societies. You can even wear a burqa and be fashionable. Like, come on, look at some of these women who are wearing burqas. Their makeup is on point. They have these fancy stockings. They have fancy chains. Like, come on. There are times when you just want to give in and you want to wear tops that show your cleavage or a crop top that shows your midriff. and those kind of clothes can be reserved for some other kind of events. But for these kind of events, you can be fully clothed and still be fashionable. So please stop cribbing about this. So this brings me to my last point, which is fear of judgment. A lot of you might have the confidence to pull off a lot of these clothes. You might not have society barriers, you might not have family problems, but you have that constant fear of judgment, of what people will think. People are people. There are some people who do not judge, and there are some people who will always judge no matter what you wear. If I sat today over here fearing what other people would think of me making these videos, acting so funnily and doing what I do, then I wouldn't have accomplished the things that I have. Let me tell you, the people who make fun of you on your back are always a failure in life. They do not succeed. They never can. It's not possible, because people who judge people are the people who have the fear of judgment. And when you have the fear of being judged, then you can never really take risks in your life and move ahead. Most of the things that I have told you are all in here. So the minute you start to clear this up and get the thoughts in your brain in the right place, you will be in a much more better position, not just in terms of your style, but also in terms of your mental well-being. And this is something that I truly care about. So I hope I have brought some change today in the way that you think. You can follow the things that I have told you, you can practice them, and you can tell me how it works for you. I really hope that most of you can benefit from this video. Please do let me know in the comments what you think of this. My name is Ishita Mangal, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.